No, don't. No.
Danganronpa.
Hi, I'm back.
What? Very strange. I see.
Damn it! You're making me angry!
You're angry.
Now I'm really angry!
What?
That's impossible! I can't hear you!
What?
What?
That's fine.
Do I need to talk to him again?
Don't make me repeat myself. What?
You still have to talk to him.
Don't make me repeat myself. It's all clear now. I don't have time to play with you.
'Cause, I mean... Please! 'Cause, I mean... Well...
Very strange. Don't make me repeat myself.
Yeah!
Let's go. Such ignorance.
Oh.
So,
That's fine.
What? Oh, nothing. It's just that, Hina was really worried about you, holding yourself up in your room.
leave me alone.
Yeah, sure thing. But, could you open up, just for a second?
Won't allow it.
Huh?
Won't let Genocide Jack have control. But...
That's fine.
What do you want?
It's Byakuya. What? Stop talking. Let's go. Let's go. So, in other words...
I'm gonna mute myself for a little bit. Alright. I'm still gonna play though. It's basically going to be no commentary for almost the rest of the stream.
That's enough. I'm back. Sorry, I had to go. For a bit. That's right.
Lamp.
Give me lamps, brother. I am the mayor of the good news.
What? Such ignorance. What? So, in other words...
That's right. That's right. So in other words, in other words,
In other words, in other words, in other words.
interesting.
Yes, it is interesting. I keep on not talking for some reason every time I play this game. I guess it's because like
Such ignorance.
because I guess the story's interesting to me. Alright, let's continue talking to Byakuya-kun.
That's fine.
Wait a minute. They're with scissors, not with strings. These crimes took place every day. Oh, I almost dropped my controller.
So
Just
in
had one
other
of those.
words,
Yeah, but like this is quote unquote in their room, real life. Okay.
let's go. I don't have time to play. Goodbye.
Move. Well, I mean, unless they're... Ah, yes, the pool. Why am I in this spot? Yes.
Da 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 da!
I feel as if...
That's it! I'm sure of it!
Well, it was...
No, Kyoko's here now.
Indeed. However... Well... So then... Goodbye.
Yeah. Alright. What is it? Sorry about that, I was called to the other room. What is it? Don't talk to Iwata Sakura, I think.
Of course. I'm sorry. However... Of course.
I think I'm gonna press it again. Alright, let's go meet with the other gal. Oh my gosh. Yeah.
Most unfortunate. Actually, indeed. What are you doing out this late?
Oh, I was just...
Are you planning to go exercise, perhaps?
What? How did you know?
Because I can see a blue track jacket sticking out of that duffel bag you're carrying.
Oh, you're right. Thanks. Well, I'd better get going. I'm kind of in a hurry.
Yes, indeed.
Oh wow. There's more things. Alright, to the dino hall, I guess.
Yeah! Well... Yeah, totally.
No time.
Just wanted to do that. Wait, what's that? Oh, never mind. I think that's the only thing. What's this? Oh. Wait, in this room? Well, I got it. There's definitely something in this room that I'm missing, so I'm just gonna interact the heck. Wait, let me make that loud. I need to investigate the heck out of this room. Oh no, I didn't mean to press that. Alright, surveillance. Well, there it is. It's class trial time. Tell him, Makudo.
Hey, come on.
Let's talk to her ourselves, shall we? Okay. Let us do this, Makudo. This is so exciting. Finally, we get to the second one. Let me save it quick. Wait, this song's also. Alright, let's get to the trial.
Let's begin with a basic. Okay then. So, first off, let's talk about the murder weapon!
Yes. It was the dumbbell.
Chihiro's fatal injury. It appears it was a head wound.
Correct.
According to the Monokuma file, the killer used a blunt instrument. But what kind of blunt instrument could it have been?
Dang it! Shoot. I fricked.
Chihiro's, it appears it was. According to the Monokuma file, what kind of blunt?
I bet it was an iron pipe.
Nope! Dang it, a miss.
That certainly would.
Poor Chihiro.
Chihiro's fatal, it appears it was. According to the Monokuma file, what kind of blunt?
I bet it was an iron pipe.
Dab! Get nade on, kid!
Can we agree that the object that dealt the fatal blow was the dumbbell? Found at the scene of the crime? It was covered in blood. And there was nothing else at the scene that could have caused that kind of injury.
And the wound on the victim's head is consistent with the shape of the dumbbell. As far as I'm concerned, there's no mistake and no room for doubt on this one.
You looked at her head wound?
Yes! That's Oh, creepy!
If you don't mind, I will proceed from here. Let's move on to discussion of the culprit. Although, I believe the criminal... What? For Chihiro's... The fiendish serial...
Oh yeah, you have to press X. Alright, let's do this.
The culprit is Genocide Jack. I'm sure of it. Case closed, as far as I'm concerned.
But that's impossible.
Why? What makes it impossible?
Well, I mean, come on. There's just no proof for it.
Hey, so, speaking of, I don't know who that is.
I messed up. You gotta be freaking
The culprit is Case closed.
But that's
Why?
What makes it...
Well, I mean, there's just no proof for it.
Boosh!
No,
that's wrong. I love Makoto so much. He's the best boy.
I might know one reason he could be involved.
What?
I found this file while I was looking around the archive, and I guess it's some kind of confidential file the police put together about the...
What? That's kind of weird as shit, isn't it? What was something like that doing in the library?
The why of it is probably more trouble than it's worth. So let's forget about that for now. More importantly, it outlines all the specifics of every Genocide Jack case in exceeding detail. According to the file, there appear to be 2 defining characteristics in every Genocide Jack case. The first is that a bloody message is found written at the scene of every murder.
Oh, that's right. Boob lust.
More important is the other characteristic, and it's something that has never been made public.
Never made public? What the hell is it?
Why don't you tell them, Makoto?
I got it! Apparently, in every Genocide Jack case, the killer suspends the body in a certain way. Other than the killer, the only people who know about this are the higher-ups in the police department.
However, Chihiro was most definitely suspended in the same way. So, how did the culprit know about this when only high-level police officials were aware of it? There's only one logical answer. It's because the culprit in this case...
No fucking way!
You're saying Genocide Jack is one of us?
Yes.
What?
Genocide Jack's...
Hey, Toko has like...
Alright, let's see what I have. Oh man, Hangman's Gambit. I don't know. What is it?
Is this really the end for all of us? I refuse to give up yet!
I'm so bad at this game. Plus I don't know the word for it. Wait. So there's an S in there. There's also a C. Yes.
Now I understand.
Shizer? Sounds like Shizer, which means the SH word.
Is it because Genocide Jack has a split personality?
Huh?
I think I read that somewhere in the file, too. They thought that the suspect might have... what did they call it? Dissociative identity disorder.
Oh, okay. But still, to go and say that about Miss Fukawa is...
perfectly acceptable. Toko's strange behavior after seeing the body is proof enough that she has a split personality.
I got it! You're talking about how she started acting totally different than usual, right?
That's right. Think back. She fainted when she saw Chihiro's corpse, and then, when she woke up...
She was acting funny, that's for sure. That melancholy tone of hers completely disappeared.
Don't go assigning adjectives to my tone without permission.
Not to mention, once she regained consciousness and saw Chihiro's body again, she was utterly calm. In other words, within her is one personality that can handle blood, and one that obviously can't.
So when Toko trapped herself in her room, it's because she was scared of...
The reason she locked herself in her room wasn't to keep other people from getting in. It was to keep her other personality from getting out.
What?
Toko was afraid. Afraid of the murderous fiend inside of her. Of killing even more people.
Yeah.
I do believe you miss... What she's trying to say is no. What she wants to...
Huh?
Last night, just before Monokuma, she told me a most interesting... She said a murderous fiend lived within her, and she was afraid it could appear and attack at any time. And that trepidation is what's caused her to have such a bleak attitude.
This is all a lie. Right, Toko?
You said you wouldn't tell anyone.
What?
You promised. I can't believe...
You have only yourself to blame. This is the Besides, you said that... But...
You said if I kept my promise, you would go out with me. That's the only reason I promised.
How many times do I have to tell you? I never said that, but you weren't able to do it.
I tried.
But your efforts were useless. Well, the opening act is nearly...
The person you don't...
Well, hello there! So you figured it out, huh? Well, I'm the ultimate murderous fiend, Genocide
What the fuck is this? Toko!
Not Toko! So what if one of them happens to be a serial killer?
So... intense.
Like they say, sound in murderous mind, sound in murderous body!
This one is so different from the one we've come...
Jill, can I ask you a question?
What's up?
Some of us think you might be the mastermind behind...
Well, I'll tell you! I am the mastermind of all masterminds! Just kidding!
Then, it's not true?
Of course it's not true! How dare you try to link me to that creepazoid! And another thing, the police and government and society... I mean, they just let this idiotic, bloodthirsty maniac go buck wild all over town!
Sure, I'm a bloodthirsty maniac, but life is pain, right? To live is to hurt other people. It's a necessary evil if you want to survive. The act of living itself causes pain for everyone.
This is why...
Kidding again?
This is why she's my waifu.
This should be enough to convince you. There's clearly a motive.
A motive?
Remember what If someone didn't murder and graduate within 24 hours, an embarrassing memory or secret would be revealed. Well, let's assume that Toko's secret was about Genocide Jack. If a secret like that came to light, Toko's life would have undoubtedly been forever ruined. So she had a very clear motive.
Interesting. Very. But sorry, as much as I hate to admit it, I'm not the culprit.
Huh?
But I cannot imagine.
anyone. Maybe so, maybe.
Do you really expect any of us to believe you?
Yeah. I could never believe a word you say, you monster.
The murder weapon. Oh. Let's do this.
Sorry, but I didn't kill anyone.
You say that, but do you really expect any of us to believe it?
Perhaps if you had an alibi, that would change things. Oh, an alibi, huh? Now we're talking.
When you compare your past murders to this one's, the modus operandi matches completely.
No, that's wrong. What?
Are the methods of murder really exactly the same? I think there's a slight difference between the Genocide Jack cases and this one.
Huh? How's it any different?
Uh-oh, you don't... Well then, human garbage! I murder with passion and conviction. I consider myself a professional. And imagine you go to a fancy Italian restaurant. They're very picky about the noodles, the sauce, and what happened to Chihiro? It'd be like if that same Italian restaurant started using ragu or Chef Boyardee.
How dare you name drop the Grish and Boyardee?
Let me rephrase that in a way that maybe makes more sense. There are two clear differences between the Genocide Jack cases and this one.
I
got it!
I bought it.
For one, the cause of death is different. In the Genocide Jack murders, all the victims were killed the same way. According to the case file, they were all apparently killed with a pair of scissors. But Chihiro died from a blow to the head, right?
Ah, yes. That is remarkably different from the other murders.
Wouldn't it be strange for someone who killed one more conflicting detail.
Then the arrangement of the body would be the pesto.
Are you saying the other difference has to do with how the body...
They used some kind of rope to hang her up by her wrists.
What is your point?
Well, in all the previous Genocide Jack cases, something else was used to suspend them.
The scissors.
Specifically, pairs of razor-sharp scissors.
Skizzers.
And guess what? I used my own specially designed scissors for the murders and the arrangement. Like I said, I'm a professional, so naturally I'm very picky about the tools I use. And you know what else? Big Mac said there's two differences, but he's wrong.
Big Mac? Are you referring to me?
Listen up, Big Mac. There's actually
He called him a McDonald's burger.
My word, you really didn't notice? Take a look at who the victims were in each Genocide Jack case. There's a pattern there. Just
a pattern?
Figure that out, and it'll be...
They were all men.
I got it! Is it because Chihiro was a girl?
Bingo! Bullseye! Right on the money!
What are you talking about?
In all the Genocide Jack cases, all the victims had something in common.
They were men.
They were all... guys?
That's right! The people I kill with such passion and conviction are all adorable little men! I can't believe I said it! I'm so embarrassed!
The hell is wrong with you?
I can't help it! I'm just a full-throttle boy-on-boy fangirl! But now I'm on the fast track to becoming a full-fledged fan madam!
So since Chihiro was a girl and not an adorable little man, you wouldn't kill her?
Would an Italian chef suddenly start making ramen just because they're both noodles? Don't be stupid. I have too much passion and conviction to cross that line. That's the absolute reality of the one and only.
We get it. You've clearly explained your hobby and your philosophy. But that's not all there is to it. It's a different matter entirely. When you're forced to kill in order to survive.
Quiet, lowly cur!
Lowly? Cur?
I I would never kill for a reason as petty as mere survival. And if by some fluke I did kill to survive, why would I bother with the message and arrangement? It'd make me the obvious suspect!
That does make some amount of sense.
Plus, whatever reason I have for killing, I would never leave out my prized scissors. Who would go out of their way to use a big, stupid, heavy dumbbell?
Maybe you used the dumbbell because you couldn't find any scissors in the school?
Any scissors? I don't just use any scissors.
Okay, whatever.
Are you sure about that?
Boosh.
She's fully equipped.
That's why she's my wife.
Kill anywhere, anytime. Why would I resort to dumbbells or rope when I have my trusty scissors by my side? Go ahead, tell me I'm wrong. You can't, can you? Gutter dogs, all of you. Not to mention, I have no clue how to tie a good knot. So rope's totally out of the question anyway.
I have no idea what's going on anymore.
But the body really was suspended, right?
Yeah. That's why we figured it had to be the real deal and not some copycat killer or whatever.
Here's my answer. Isn't it? You'd have no problem gaining access to classified government documents or internal police records. Plus, you'd already looked through the Genocide Jack file before this all happened.
I mean, did it?
Then, the reason he pushed the theory of Genocide Jack being the killer so hard was because he wanted to pin the crime on her.
So, he rearranged the scene to disguise it and make it look like I put my stamp. This man was behind it all? Oh, I'm on...
Well, Byakuya?
The way you were acting right before we discovered the body was a little strange.
About it. Go ahead. Share.
So, you said Byakuya was acting kind of weird before we found the body. But he was acting weird... how?
If you're presented with the opportunity to check out the girls' locker room...
That's a natural reaction for any guy!
The victim was Chihiro, who was a girl, so of course I would suggest we check the girls' locker room first. There was no time for pointless distraction.
What's so strange?
I wish you'd taken me with you.
So, you said Byakuya was acting kind of weird before we found the body. But he was acting weird...
If you're presented with the opportunity...
That's a natural...
The victim was Chihiro, so of course I would suggest we check.
There was no time for... What's so strange?
I wish you'd taken me with you.
So, you said Byakuya was acting... but he was acting weird... how?
If you're presented with the opportunity...
That's a natural...
The victim was... so of course I would suggest we check the girls.
There was no time for... What's so strange?
I wish you'd taken me with you.
So, you said Byakuya was acting kind of weird, but he was acting...
If you're presented with the opportunity...
That's a natural...
The victim was Chihiro, who was...
No, that's wrong! I'll tell you what's so strange about that, because up until we actually discovered the body, we couldn't have known who the victim was. So your claim that you went to the girls' locker room first because Chihiro was the victim doesn't hold up.
I see. Interesting.
Huh?
What's wrong? Is that it?
What? The difference between the cases? You want me to explain it again? When I want to kill, I use my very own special scissors. And they use those same kind of...
That's right!
Then there must be some...
Hey, Byakuya, I'd never seen
That rope before in my life.
No, that's wrong.
Tell him, Makoto.
Please do.
Actually, I'm pretty sure you have seen it before. Because, you see, that rope, or should I say, that extension cord?
An extension cord?
Byakuya, you've used the extension cord in the library more than once, haven't you? And the same extension cord that was in the library all this went missing after the murder. And there's no way someone who uses that extension cord as much as you do...
And Byakuya must be the one who took the extension cord. I can't imagine any other possibility.
That's really what you think? Then your conclusion is something like this? I killed Chihiro in the locker room, then hung her up and wrote that bloody message. I intentionally... then disguised my crime. Specifically, I dressed it up to make it look like it was the work of a homicide. What about all that...
I got it! You say you killed Chihiro in the girls' locker room, right? But are you sure about that?
How disappointing. What kind of question is that? She was found dead in the girls' locker room. How could the scene of the crime...
Well, I think it's entirely possible that she was killed somewhere else, along with the rest of the murder scene.
The rest of the murders? That was awfully specific. Please tell me you have a reason for saying all that.
I believe I do.
Don't just move on without permission somewhere else.
Come on, Makoto. If there's any chance the murder took place somewhere else, let's see the proof.
I was close.
I got it! The proof that she was killed somewhere else is the poster that's hanging in each locker room.
Your proof is some posters?
The poster in the girls' locker room was a picture of a big-boobed supermodel. Why would the girls' locker room have a poster like that?
I bet those massive jugs of hers were totally fake!
Meanwhile, the boys' locker room had a poster of the super popular boy band Tornado. Again, that doesn't really seem to belong in a boys' locker room.
So you're saying that maybe the posters were switched?
And there's one other thing I noticed about the locker room. You know what I'm talking about, right, Sakura?
You're referring to my protein coffee, aren't you?
Protein coffee?
While I was in the girls' locker room earlier, I spilled some protein coffee on the carpet, but I noticed that after the murder, the stain had been totally scrubbed away.
I got it! The stain on the girls' locker room carpet wasn't scrubbed away. In fact, I found it on the boys' locker room carpet.
That's definitely the stain from my protein coffee.
Wait, he just showed a picture without holding his hands up?
Does that mean that the carpets were switched too? But why would anyone do that?
To move the murder scene from one locker room to the other. It's certainly plausible. What? In other words, in order to completely swap the scene of the crime, the blood-stained poster and carpet were moved along with the dead body. By doing this, the killer was able to change the entire room where the murder took place.
I can certainly follow your reasoning, but why would the culprit bother doing that?
Huh?
Why would they go to all that trouble of switching the scene of the crime? Actually, an even bigger question. If the murder, then how did Chihiro to get into the locker rooms? But Chihiro's handbook, she had no way to get it.
No, she did have a way, and I
highly doubt it.
Shut up! I'm telling you!
Chihiro's a male.
Just to say that.
Is it really possible?
Yes.
Could Chihiro really have gotten into the boys' locker room somehow?
Ah! I've got it! She must have hacked her e-handbook!
Shut up.
Is it really? Could Chihiro really?
She must have hacked. She was the ultimate. I'm sure that would have been no problem.
No, I don't think that's... She used the thing that was...
Huh? What?
I'm talking about Leon's handbook, of course.
No,
that's wrong.
No, I don't think Chihiro used Leon's handbook.
Why not?
Because Leon's handbook was broken.
Oh. Well, then, yeah, I guess that'd be pretty impossible, huh?
I am struck silent by how quickly you gave up.
Plus, isn't there a regulation against using someone else's handbook?
Actually, the rule states that loaning your handbook is prohibited. It says nothing about borrowing one. In other words, you could borrow a dead person's handbook all you want, and you'd be safe.
Yup. Hit the nail square on the noggin.
Of course, if it were broken, that wouldn't make any sense anyway.
So then, she must have hacked...
Psst! You can't fix an e-handbook. The instant you open one up, a security buzzer starts blaring.
So, if she didn't use Leon's handbook, and she didn't modify her...
Maybe Mr. Naegi's initial assumption is just... wrong?
It seems like there's no way she could have got into the boys' locker room.
Okay then, I vote for B...
Hold on a sec. I agree with you, though. I think you're on the right track.
What the... You finally decide to open your mouth and... There's no way she could get in the boys' locker room.
Why are you so sure she couldn't get in? There's still one other way she could have gained access.
What?
What are you talking about?
Well, to explain that, why don't we take a little break from the trial? I'd like you all to come see something.
Wait. Just what do you think you're doing?
Don't worry. This'll make the whole trial more exciting. I'm sure that thought must please you.
Huh? It'll make... Well, all right then. Now then, what if...
Oh, I have no doubt it'll meet your lofty...
The girls' locker room?
We've already searched this place top to bottom!
I'd like you to examine the victim's body one more time. Be sure to examine the entire body.
Examine her carefully?
No, wait.
It's probably... It's not that I'm creeped out or anything, it's just... based on religious grounds, you know?
Very well. I'll do it.
But you're a girl.
No, it's okay. I think Chihiro would rather have a girl so just...
What is this? Some kind of secret girl-on-girl action?
That's not it at all.
Okay, I'm sorry, Chihiro.
Be sure to check her entire body.
Her entire body? What?
What is it?
Not possible. It's not possible.
What?
This
Is what?
is a boy!
Ah, I see. So, he was...
You're joking, right?
I wouldn't joke about this.
Then it's really true?
Chihiro was... a guy?
Oh, what, you guys didn't know? Heck, I knew that right off the bat. Chihiro Fujisaki was totally a guy.
He was a cross-dresser? Oh, I'm really on fire! I wish I had killed him!
So that's what Kyoko wanted to show everyone, huh? Interesting.
What?
Yes. Now let's ride this wave of excitement back to the courtroom and get back to the... Ahem. We've all just learned of the shocking revelation that Chihiro was actually a boy. Let's pick up from there.
Yes, well, I don't know his reason for hiding it, but the fact is, Chihiro was not a girl, but a boy. And because the victim was male, he would have had no problem gaining access to the boys' locker room.
Assuming his handbook did, in fact, list his gender as male, then yes, that would be true.
Of course his handbook said he was a boy. He dressed like a girl, but he was a boy through and through.
So then, there should be no issue with Makoto's initial assertion. The victim was killed in the boys' locker room, and was then later moved to the girls' locker room, and the killer could have easily used Sayaka or Junko's handbook to get into the girls' locker room.
So Chihiro really was killed in the boys' locker room?
I still don't understand the motive for moving the body, but yes, that does seem plausible.
Well, I must admit, I did find it rather odd. I knew he felt a little off. There was a certain incongruity to his female body.
This is the most titillating situation!
So now everything has been connected. All—
Okay, well, connected or...
What about...
Well, without a doubt, Byakuya is the one that made Chihiro's death look like Genocide Jack did it, but... I think he might not actually be the killer after all.
What? But aren't you the one who accused him in the...
He just seems to be too easygoing about all this. Like he's enjoying us solving the mystery. The way he's acting, it makes it seem like it doesn't have anything to do with him.
And you think that might be because it doesn't have anything to do with him?
Plus, the evidence he left behind was a little too... how can I put it? Overt. He consciously chose to use the extension cord, knowing it could connect him to the murder. At least, that's how I see it. And Byakuya, when you found out the murder took place in the boys' locker room, it seemed to rattle you. And then again, when you found out Chihiro was actually a guy, if you really were the killer, that stuff wouldn't have had any effect on you.
So that's your thinking, huh? Well, it bothers me that you don't have more concrete reasons, but it's fine. I guess I'll mark it as correct for the time being.
Mark it as correct?
He's right. I am not the culprit. I just happened to come across the corpse in the girls' locker room and decided to alter it.
Are you fucking with us right now?
No, I am not effing with you right now. I'm telling you the truth.
Well, I find it very hard to believe!
Go ahead. Find it very hard to believe. You're free to be executed along with the rest of us.
If you're really telling the truth, then why? Why do you do that to his body?
My reasons hardly matter right now. Uncovering the culprit is much more important, wouldn't you say? Now then, if it wasn't me, who was it?
Well, I don't think I can say for sure without talking about it a little more.
We're seriously gonna keep going? We're all good, aren't we? I thought it was clear Byakuya did it.
No, I'm with Makoto. If there's any doubt whatsoever, we need to explore every possibility, because if we're wrong, we all die here.
That's true. Very well then. I'm with you too.
Damn straight. Count me in.
Do you not have a mind of your own?
Of course I do. What am I, an ant or something?
Anyway, let's discuss this all as a group one more time.
That's very true.
Our lives are all on the line.
Excellent. Then shall we resume our game of hide and seek?
I got it!
Isn't there a single clue that might lead us to who did it?
Shoot!
Isn't there a single clue? Well,
clues are one thing, but did nobody get a look at the killer?
I'm sure if someone saw the killer, they would have said something by now.
perhaps someone saw the victim at some point.
Yeah. All we need right now is any kind of new info.
Shoot! Isn't there a single well, did nobody get...
I'm sure if someone saw the...
Perhaps someone saw the victim.
Yeah.
It's over. You want to know who saw the killer?
And only the
No, he's wrong. I believe someone else did see the victim before.
Now that you mention it, yes.
Huh? Really?
Oh, but I suppose only Makoto knows about this. The rest of you had no idea, did you? That is why you're all making such ugly noises.
Whatever! Just hurry up and tell us!
It was last night.
right before nighttime. I saw Chihiro in the dormitory warehouse. I saw him stuffing a track jacket into a duffel bag. And then, I assume, he headed off to exercise.
A track jacket and a duffel bag? But we didn't find anything like that at the murder scene.
It seems likely that the culprit destroyed them to get rid of any evidence.
And that is when he said something that struck me as Chihiro told me he was in a hurry, but why would he be in a hurry? Only if someone were waiting for him, I should think.
So, Mr. Fujisaki was on his way to meet with someone, and then they were going to work out together?
But Hina and I had invited him to exercise with us plenty of times, and he always declined.
Probably because he was afraid you'd find out the secret he was hiding, right?
Which means that conversely, he must have trusted whoever he was meeting with very much enough so that he was willing to risk his secret being revealed.
What a marvelous friendship!
The point is, whoever he met up with is the culprit, right? So we just gotta figure out who it was.
But knowing what we know, I can't even guess.
No. You already have what you need to make the connection.
Huh?
You know who the killer is.
Seriously? Who is it?
Think back to the track jacket and duffel bag the killer disposed of. Focus on the details of these items, and it should become obvious who was waiting for.
Are you sure? You really think we can figure out who did it based on 2 pieces of evidence that we don't have?
What? You want to track down some fingerprints or something?
Even if we had the equipment for that, we wouldn't know how to use it.
As was noted, the evidence is already gone. There's nothing to get fingerprints from.
Maybe, but we can make certain inferences if we just take the
easy for you, but fine.
Well, if I remember right, you think there might be some connection between...
Perhaps. Let's explore that and talk a bit more about the jacket he took. First of all, we know where Chihiro was headed. He was on his way to go exercise. So next we have to ask, why did he choose the specific tracksuit that he did?
What do you mean, the specific?
I got it! He picked that it matched the one the culprit was wearing!
So, what you're saying? The killer was wearing the same blue tracksuit as him? My tracksuit is black!
I don't even have a tracksuit, because exercising sucks!
I have a white tracksuit, personally. I got it from the warehouse.
Did any of that really help us get any—
No way. Not a chance.
You heard him, right? What he just said without even realizing it?
First of all, we know he was on his way, so next week, why did he choose—
What do you mean,
I got it! It matched the one—
So, what you're saying? The killer was wearing the same blue tracksuit as him? My tracksuit is black!
I don't even have a track, because exercising—
I have a white tracksuit, personally. I got it from the warehouse, if you must know.
Did any of that really help us?
No way. Not a chance.
You heard him, right? What he just said without even realizing it?
First of all, he was on his way, so next we have to ask, why did he choose—
What do you mean,
I got it! It matched the one the culprit was—
So, what you're saying? The killer was wearing the same blue tracksuit as him? My tracksuit is black!
Shoot!
First of all, he was on his way, so next week, why did he choose—
What do you mean,
I got it! It matched the one—
So, the killer was wearing the same blue My tracksuit is black!
I don't— because exercising—
I have a white
I got it from the warehouse, if you must know.
Did any of that really help us?
No way. Not a chance.
First of all, he was on his way to go exercise.
So next week, why did he choose—
What do you mean,
I got it! It matched the one—
So, the killer was wearing the same blue tracksuit?
No, that's wrong! Hold on a second, Mondo. What did you just say?
Huh?
When Celeste testified a few minutes ago, she said... She never said anything about the jacket's color. So why did you say Chihiro's blue tracksuit?
What are you... You just...
Hey, Celeste. What color was Chihiro's tracksuit?
As a matter of fact, it was blue.
And before we began the trial, did you tell anyone that?
The only one I told about any of this was you.
Then, Mondo, how did you know what color Chihiro's tracksuit was?
Because
I'm sure he saw the clothes at some point in the investigation.
No, that can't be it. The bag and clothes were surely disposed of by the time we began our investigation.
Then the only reason he could have known what color the tracksuit was is if he saw Cherry with it before he died! That's Cherry. Are you talking about Chihiro? So, how about it? Did you see the tracksuit or didn't you?
Just by chance. I just happened to see it last night. He walked past me, and he was carrying the tracksuit in his hands.
No, that can't be it either. According to Celeste's test... When Celeste noticed it, Chihiro made a point of making sure the jacket was completely in the bag. If you just ran into him briefly...
It would appear you've dug your own grave.
Perhaps. Could you focus on the tracksuit?
Now your true intention. That's why you said you knew who did it. To put them on edge.
That's right. How Mondo was my target all along. I had my suspicions about him from the very beginning.
But why?
That's a good question.
That's what my little ghost friend is telling me.
Oh yeah, that reminds me. Hifumi.
Really? What kind of evidence?
Actually, now that I'm thinking about it...
Jeez, does your confidence just get up and walk away? It's fine, man. Just tell us.
If you really insist. Here it is.
What do you have there?
It happens to be an e-handbook. I found it laying on the ground, so I scooped it up.
I got it! We know Chihiro's handbook was missing from the scene of the crime, right?
For a fact.
For a fact indeed. I was totally sure I'd found it.
Then it must hold some clue about the culprit, right?
Well, that's what I was hoping. But it's busted. It won't even turn on.
I imagine the culprit broke it to get rid of any evidence after the murder.
That's odd. I didn't think the handbooks were quite so fragile.
You're right. They're not. They're totally waterproof and shock resistant. It would take an awful lot to break one.
And yet, this one does appear to be broken. As is Leon's, sitting useless in the main hall. For all your confidence, that is a remarkably high failure rate.
Do you think there might be some kind of mystery in there somewhere? How, precisely, did the handbooks get broken?
I got it! You already told us before that the handbook has one weak point, didn't you?
You remember that? Sure, maybe I let that slip. But I never told anyone what the weak point actually was.
But if the handbook is supposed to never break, and two of them broke in quick succession, then
we can only assume that someone's figured out its weakness. You know what the weakness is, right, Monokuma? So, I think it's a necessary piece of information if you want this to be a fair trial.
But if I tell you, and someone else decides to copy it, that would be very not good.
Just tell us already. Why would we want to break our own handbooks?
Oh well, I have a weakness for pushy demands. But you're sure you won't follow? Then allow me to make a spec. When it's exposed to high temperatures for too long, it will suffer a meltdown and totally break. I flippin' knew it!
You knew it?
Yeah, 'cause I found the handbook laying on the floor of the sauna.
The temperature in the sauna can reach over 200 degrees. Strange how you don't get burnt, huh? It's because as your sweat evaporates, it creates a cooling layer of air around your skin. If the hot air of the sauna were somehow pushed directly onto your skin, you'd definitely get fried. That layer of air would get blown away. That's why you may feel a burning when you move around. So when you're in a sauna, make sure to keep nice and still.
Interesting. I learned one new fact today.
That is a mere trifling
speck. Anyway, if you found the victim's handbook in the sauna, then the killer must have been purposely trying to raise its temperature in order to break it.
Meaning the culprit somehow knew its weakness.
But how'd they find out?
Indeed.
What if they found out by accident?
What do you mean by accident?
What if the killer took their own handbook into the sauna, not knowing its weakness, and it broke? They'd realize it was broken, of course, and it wouldn't be hard to figure out why. And once they had Chihiro's handbook, they knew they had an easy way to dispose of it.
I won't say it's not possible, but who would have done something like that? I don't know of anyone who...
I might know someone who... Whoa! I think the one who may have taken... Here's my answer! Mondo, your handbook got broken in the sauna, didn't it?
What? Why? Why do you keep accusing him?
Mondo and Taka had an endurance contest in the sauna not too long ago, remember? And for the contest, Mondo just so happened to keep his school uniform on. But little did he realize, he'd also left his handbook in one of his uniform pockets. And when it was all over, Mondo discovered that taking your handbook into the sauna could easily destroy it.
No, wait, hold on. You've got it all wrong. He would never... I don't accept this. Show me the proof. The actual solid proof.
Yeah, this thing.
Let's test Makoto's assertion. If what he says is correct, then Mondo, you broke your own handbook.
In other words, if Mondo's handbook is actually, then that proves that what
Well, my goddamn handbook works just fine!
See? Look! Makoto was wrong after all! Mondo wouldn't hurt a fly!
Let's test Makoto's assertion. If what he says is correct,
then you broke your own. In other words, if then that proves...
Well, my goddamn
handbook works just fine!
Shoot!
Shot.
Let's test Makoto's assertion. If what he says is correct, then Mondo...
You broke your own. In other words, if then that proves...
Well, my goddamn
handbook works just fine!
Shoot!
I'm a freaking fricker.
Let's test Makoto's assertion.
If what he says is you broke your own. In other words, if then that proves...
Well, my goddamn
handbook works just...
No,
that's wrong, you piece of crap.
Mondo, the handbook you have right now, is it really yours?
The fuck is that supposed to mean?
The broken handbook that was in the main hall. Isn't that one actually yours?
What the heck are you talking about?
What I mean is, I think Mondo swapped his handbook out for one that actually worked. I think he took Leon's handbook and replaced it with his own. After all, Monokuma said himself that Leon's handbook never should have broken.
That's right! The punishment it suffered wasn't nearly enough to destroy it.
So then, the broken handbook in the main hall is actually Mondo's, which would mean that the handbook Mondo has right now is actually Leon's, yes?
But doesn't that violate the school regulation that's...
Well, there is a rule about loaning your It's kind of a gray area, I admit. As such...
Well, Mondo, I'm happy to admit I made a mistake, but...
Son of a bitch. What's wrong, bro? Come on, you.
Okay, let's just get through it. Oh. I have 2 left here. Wait a minute. Did I put something wrong up here? Oh. Never mind. Still got this other one. I only have 16 minutes to do this. We'd go for a bathroom break, but I'm kinda... What is that left? Oh, so no, that has nothing to do with it. Alright. I'm just gonna put this one where I think it is, and hopefully it's right. This shall go here. Oh, there's more than that. Okay. Oh, that's Chihiro's hand. Go back, 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 go back. This is wrong. He wasn't lifting weights. Chihiro was saying this. So that's the one that's wrong. Everything else here is right. But I don't think this one's right either. So I'm just gonna say I only have 2 left. Let's just say this is it. Just let me know. Okay. Is this one wrong? No. I'll be right back.
I'm back. Well, I think the bleeding pain poster should go up here. Where does the bleeding dumbbell one they're using this go?
Killer is you! First, let...
If it isn't that one, then what is it? Is it the one where she's zipping it up somewhere here? Where did I put that one?
The killer is you!
Now let's try it.
First...
You see right? There we go. This next one better be right. That's okay to hurt. I'm dead.
I refuse to give up yet!
No. I said this one, but that wasn't right. I'm just gonna assume it.
Here's exactly what happened.
Fingers crossed, baby.
Okay, so I probably have that other thing wrong. The last one I got wrong. The very last one I got wrong. I think. No. Oh. Boys one. But I don't see that. Not sure. I'm not really sure. Let me switch that to see what it's trying. It was the freaking poster. Wait, what? The killer took something from the other locker room and switched it to see the crime. Okay. But Chihiro's a boy, so I don't think he would go into this. Oh, the murder weapon. Oh, it's right here. Girls, obviously, yeah. To disguise the truth, the killer switched around as well as something else. Oh, I was right. What happened to it? Oh.
Here's exactly what happened.
Hopefully. Oh, finally.
Once inside, he met with someone there. And the person he met was the one who killed him. It seems likely that the killer grabbed the nearby dumbbell, approached the unsuspecting Chihiro, and attacked him. And that's where the bloodstains on the poster... It was likely in the heat of the moment. The body was arranged, but the murder itself felt unplanned. Which is... that right, Mondo Arata?
Ooh.
Wait! No, here's your evidence. You need evidence! You without any proof?
A couple times where I don't have real proof.
Show me some evidence! You're wrong! I won't listen! I refute you! False! Show me some evidence! I won't listen! False! I refuse to vote! Show me some evidence! You're wrong! I won't listen! I refute you! False! Show me some evidence! I won't listen! False! Show me some evidence!
This should prove it!
What?
If my thinking so far is right, Mondo must have replaced his broken handbook with Leon's. In which case, we...
So I'm just gonna skip this part right here. Yay, I made it A. I am A student. Yay, more mono coins. I got more mono coins.
Bro, what are you saying?
It's punishment time.
What?
This time we're gonna watch the execution. I didn't mean to skip it last time, so yeah.
Certainly.
And 20 time.
I just... Don't fuck with me. Alright, it's in 2 hours.
can get to the freaking execution now.
What?
No!
Spare.
What's wrong?
Damn you!
I just wanted to...
Yeah, that's right. You son of a bitch!
Yep.
It can't be.
Well now.
Ridiculous.
Now then, I prepared a very special punishment. Let's give it everything we've got. It's
Sorry, man. I couldn't keep the promise we made. From one man to another.
Hey, we're gonna watch it this time. Then we're gonna end the stream after that. That's hot right there. Honestly, this will have to be the longest video on my channel. The Cage of Death. More like the Cage of Death, because he won't be able to hear or see because the light blinds him, and the only thing he could hear is it. Okay, I'll stop talking to the rest of it. Yeah, where did my boy go? Did he turn into the freaking buttery? Butter. Mondo butter. 2 times the fat. That's just cute. Even though he just killed somebody, he's about to eat the corpse of somebody. Laugh at death and your soul will forever be at peace. Ha 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 ha. He turned into the freaking butter. Your butter turned to butter. Oh, looks like Taka has a crippling depression. Alright.
Well, anyway, like I was saying, this is a pretty good spot. Yeah, a really good spot. Anyway, isn't it amazing how that girl went and killed someone before things even had a chance to get boring? Once things really get moving, it'll be like a roller coaster. There won't be any stopping it. Fear and despair charge forward at a speed nothing can hope to match. But I must admit, I'm disappointed. I went to all the pain and effort of making you part of the group, and you couldn't play your part. You do remember you were supposed to make the first move, right? Well, no biggie. Nothing we can do about it now. So just do your best to make things more exciting from now on. After all, that's what everyone wants to see. As long as you don't want to know my measurements, fire away.
But
My, you really... I know I said you could ask anything, but... Super denied, ultra denied, demonic denied! Because you see, and nobody'd be dumb enough to reveal that, right? No matter how close they were to their friends.
alright, bye guys. Bye.